Hello everybody, welcome back to another model unboxing video. Today we will be unboxing the Gemini Jets 1/400 scale American Airlines Airbus A321neo, the 2023 release right here. So very excited to get this model in right here. This one was, I was on the fence about getting this model for a while, and then I found a good price for this one, so I figured I might as well go ahead and pick it up. There we see the aircraft inside the flap there. Looking good. Doesn't look to be anything defective on it, and it was very well packaged as well, so I don't expect there to be anything wrong with this model. Here we see the box right here. I mean, it is your standard Gemini Jets deal. So yeah, like I said, I was kind of on the fence about this model, and didn't really know whether I wanted to get it or not. This is just like the American 737-800 that I unboxed this past summer from NG Models. Red River Aviation, Connor from Red River Aviation, really kind of lobbied me into getting this model right here because he said it was really good, and I eventually caved. It's like, all right, I might as well just get it. So yeah, it'll be nice to add to the collection here, as the largest American aircraft that I had until now was the NG Models CO, A321neo in the stand-up decanter livery. So I wanted to add it. I still want to get a regular livery American A321 CO, but we'll add the Neo because I also really like the A321neo as an aircraft. It's one of my favorite new aircraft that's on the market right now, and I've been really enjoying building up my fleet of A321neos. I had the Alaska one, and then we got Volaris, Wizz Air, United, Delta, of course. So this will be another airline to add to the collection. Still need to get the Spirit one, which I'm considering getting as well, and that one might come into the fleet in the future. And I'm really hoping that someone can release the Frontier A321neo, as I really want to get a Frontier A321neo. So that is the top model right now that I'm hoping gets released. Yeah, we'll get into the review of this beautiful aircraft right here. We'll get a little bit further zoomed in right here. So we have our nose cone right there. Here is our cockpit windows. It says A321neo right there. Our L1 boarding door right here, and our nose landing gear down there. Here is a little One World emblem right there next to the L1 door. Here is the American Airlines Eagle logo right there on the fuselage. We also have our first antenna right there on the top of the aircraft. American Airlines billboard titles right here, and our overwing exit, and then this is just a plug right here. This is the only one that is proper overwing exit, which is the A321neo is actually very impressive how many configurations of emergency exits you can have, because if I mentioned the Alaska one earlier, if I bring this one on, you can see that one has like the standard A321, like the 4 big exit doors, no overwing exits on that one. But then there's the other one, like the Delta one has 2 overwing exits, and then it doesn't have this exit door, which is kind of like the A321, the A320, in terms of how that one's set up, but obviously longer. And of course, they have to set them up for different capacities. So this one has to be set up that way. My Wizz Air A321neo example, that one has the high density configuration where it has both of these doors as overwing exits and this door as well. So I mean, it all kind of depends, but that's something kind of interesting about the 321neo. But we have our main landing gear down there. The landing gear, they don't roll perfectly on this one, but for Gemini Jets, considering that Gemini Jets normally can't get the wheels to roll very well, this is all right. And then here we have our Pratt & Whitney engines right there. Very nice. I believe those are the Pratt & Whitney ones, at least. Not American. And then here we have our sharklets. Actually, I can check the box. I believe this will say what the engines are. So I'm not feeding you misinformation. Actually, no, these are the CFM LEAPs. So my bad right there. Those are the CFM LEAP engines. Yeah, looking very nice right there. They are a little bit, they are molded a little bit too big here, as we have seen. This has been a common issue with the Gemini Jets A321 or A320 mold in general, is that the CFM engines on the CEOs are too big, and then the Neo engines are also way too big, as you can see here. They're not touching the ground, but they're pretty close. It would be pretty easy to have a pod strike with this aircraft for sure. But yeah, here we have another antenna right there, our SATCOM dome, and then the third antenna on the top. and there are no antennae on the bottom. The bottom of this aircraft is actually pretty empty, as you don't have any American Airlines logo on the bottom, just a stand hole and the Gemini Jets logo down there on the bottom. So I'll just get that done with real quick. We have the American flag down there, and the registration is November 421 Uniform Whiskey. And then we have the beautiful American Airlines tail right there, with the American flag going up it. So, yeah, the color on this one is quite good for Gemini Jet standards. I wouldn't say it's the best. I think NG models definitely has them beat, but the color on this one, considering that it is Gemini, is pretty good. Although it looks like the sharklets on my wings, actually, that might not be that great. These sharklets are really bent in. Didn't notice that when it was on the side, but now looking at it from this angle, those are definitely like extremely bent. So that's not too great. That's probably the worst feature of this model right here. And I can bring my Alaska model in for comparison on how the winglets, the sharklets should be there, and that's much better for the Alaska. They should be almost vertical, angled out a little bit, and those are angled inward. So at least this one definitely. This one is a little bit better, but that winglet is not looking too pretty on the port side. So we'll view it from the side angle, because from here it looks a little bit better, but not the best work by Gemini with those wings. But what are you going to do at this point? I'm not going to complain too much about it. Nice to bring the model into the collection, but I did say I would compare it with the NG models. My current A321 model, I guess, for American, but now I'll be joined by its Neo buddy right here, but this is the CEO with a stand-up to cancer livery. As you can see, this color is very metallic-y, which I don't think that's super accurate. I think Gemini, in this comparison, might be a little bit more accurate than the NG models. But with their 737-800s, NG models has done a lot better with my two NG 737-800s and the American regular livery, the one with no logo on the winglet and the one with a logo on the winglet. The color on those was really good, and Gemini got pretty close to it. I think this is a little bit too light, but it also looks a little bit lighter in person than on camera. But I think Gemini did a pretty good job, and you can always find something wrong with the color of the American Airlines aircraft, because that color is basically impossible to get correct in model form. So I'm not going to go on too much about it, but here we see the two molds. I still am going to say that the NG models one is better. I mean, obviously, because it's NG. But I think Gemini did a pretty nice job with this aircraft aside from the winglets. But yeah, that'll do it for our unboxing today. Hope you enjoyed this unboxing video. I expect to see this aircraft at some point in the future. Not sure exactly when this will be seen in the airport updates, but I do intend on using this model in some future airport updates, so just stay tuned for that. But that'll do it for today's video. Thank you all for checking this one out. I'll see you tomorrow. As always, good night. Auf Wiedersehen.